Download the BCSN Plus app today. Above the Net is brought to you by Premier Volleyball Academy. Teaching excellence, inspiring greatness.
Well, just like in volleyball, we have to substitute. Brad Woznicki unavailable tonight, so I'm bumping in for Above the Net presented by Premier Academy, joined, of course, by Jordan Schwiebert. Jordan, what a great week we've had in volleyball, capped off by the Anthony Wayne Generals winning the Buckeye Division, led by our Player of the Week, Mel Pike.
Yeah, this player, Mallory's been a huge impact for this team, and she's not only been an impact this year, but all 4 years she's played for them. She's that player you want on your team. She's always wanting to be the best player she can be, improving in practices and in games. One thing to mention for, Mallory's performance is also just mentioning the depth of this team too. Leah Pike, her twin sister, in the middle. You've got Charlie Gardner on the outside. Mallory is not getting all of the sets to her, but yet she's still performing, she's still effective, and she is always striving to be better as she's playing along two of these other really great players. What sets her apart, though, is she can truly do it all. She's hitting, she's blocking, she's playing defense, she's involved in the serve-receive, and she's serving well at the service line, not to mention her court leadership as that senior leader. She's got all the accolades in the conference, she's got all the accolades in the district, but notably wanted to mention first team All-Ohio this year, huge for her, and I know she's going to do amazing next year. She heads to Ball State University, playing at that next level. That MAC volleyball really looks for those gritty, dynamic, smart players, and Mallory Pike will do just that.
And as you mentioned last week, Division II postseason beginning next week for Anthony Wayne. They'll get the winner of Northview-Southview in the Anthony Wayne first playoff game. Playoffs for the smaller divisions beginning this week, and that includes our team of the week, the Ottawa Hills Green Bears. Yeah,
and I had a chance to talk with Heather Holly, the coach for the Green Bears. She wasn't, she said her season this year wasn't as good as years past, and that's okay. She knows that it's part of the process. This year, they really changed their schedule up a little bit to help prepare themselves as they transfer over to the SBC conference next year. So they had a few challenging matches ahead of them. They also lost their senior middle blocker, Sydney Snyder, to an injury, so they really had to make some adjustments there. But despite those obstacles, they finished first in the TAC, which is the third year in a row. So, big hand clap to them for their performance, even though they're going through some tough times. Some of their key players who have filled those roles, senior Sloan Clausen is an outside hitter. She's at 224 kills, and she's got 39 aces. Really has filled the void of Sydney Snyder and really stepped up in big ways. Junior Rose Kowalczyk is the setter. She's running a 5-1 offense for this team, so she's involved in every single play. 517 assists on the season, and last season was first team All-TAC, first team All-District. Finally, junior Skylar Berenswag is a libero for the Green Bears, 353 digs, last season second team All-TAC. And, looking ahead, as you mentioned, to the postseason here for Ottawa Hills, they're playing Fairview. Yeah. This is a team that they have not played this season at all. Typically, they see at least one of their postseason opponents in the regular season, but they've not seen this team. Coach kind of mentioned that this is an advantage for them, just so that they can show up and play as the postseason's designed to do. Doesn't matter about your conference record. It matters who's going to show up that night and play the best volleyball.
And that match is Thursday. Also on Thursday, Division III gets underway. Let's take a look at the Division III Northwest 1 District. St. Ursula, the number 1 seed. Arrows, a lot of people are penciling them into the district final. They need to get past Scott and then the winner, Bowser-Rogers. Some interesting matchups on the bottom half of that bracket, Jordan.
Yeah, and I think, St. Ursula will get to that final, all goes well. You look at that Maumee Bowling Green matchup. They played each other once this season. Maumee took it in 5, so it really could go either way. But I think those two teams are really going to give St. Ursula a run for their money, and it's going to hopefully be a good challenge for them in that district final.
Now let's take a look at Division III Northwest 2. Tiffin-Columbian, the overwhelming favorite there. Notre Dame Central Catholic, that could be a very interesting matchup in the semifinals if they get past Woodward and Waite, respectively.
Yeah, and I think for this one, you never know how it's going to shake out. Again, you talk about that postseason, you never know who's going to step up different nights. But looking at the seeds there, I think Notre Dame is going to give Columbian the best run for their money, and I think that's something that I look forward to hopefully seeing in that district final. But like I said, you got to show up and play and show up and do your best performance every single night.
Now, earlier you mentioned MAC volleyball. I can't let you leave without talking about what happened last Tuesday. Toledo's volleyball win in front of the largest crowd to see a volleyball match at the Savage Arena. That was a fantastic night for volleyball.
I wish I could have been there to see it. I watched and followed along on social media, but you always love to see the team performing and performing well. And, Brad Woznicki, him and I were going back and forth having some beef because I'm a Rocket and he's a BG fan, but definitely had one up on him there.
And that's not why Brad isn't here tonight. He wasn't a sore loser. Brad will be back next week. We miss you, Brad. Hopefully everything's going well. Jordan, thank you so much for joining us.